My offline book club is actually reading Wuthering Heights right now. I started the audiobook yesterday. We wanted to watch the movie, but most of us hadn't read the book in a long time. I don't think I've read it at all. I can't remember anything about it, so I'm assuming I haven't read it, and I'm going in like it's my first time. And we want to see the movie. Some of us because we want to see like the pretty costumes. Me because I want to rock out to Charlie XCX for 2 hours. But I feel like there is definitely something to be said about liking the discourse of a fandom more than the IP itself. I feel like in regards to Sarah J. Maas's writing, I'm of varying opinions about it. I like Akatar the best because I like the characters the best, because even if the world building isn't always there, and even if like some of the plot points in the timeline just doesn't make any sense, I think for these characters to have really gotten their claws in us and made us this passionate about the series, regardless of all of its flaws, I think that Akatar does do something very special in that regard. Whereas Crescent City, the strengths are a little bit different. I don't necessarily have a lot of like an emotional attachment to the characters of Crescent City, but I really like the world of Lunathian, and I would like to spend more time there. Like if Sarah ever put out like a tabletop game of Lunathian or Prithian or whatever, I would be so happy. Not only because it would be nice to spend time in that world away from her characters, it would also solidify some of these world building details that are just nonsensical and weird. And then Throne of Glass, I'm struggling through the tandem read. My whole offline book club DNF'd it because they just couldn't deal. So I do think that she has varying strengths and weaknesses as a writer that it is fun to talk about, and like the discourse of the fandom has always been very interesting. And I think even if you don't like this series, like there is stuff to talk about. Like there is a very loud hate-dom of the Akatar fandom, and honestly, they ain't wrong. Like there's ship war people, there's theory crafting people, there's people just glazing the books just in general. There's a lot of different ways that you can talk about this series that is interesting, even if you don't like it, and even if you're like dogging on it, or even if you are quite rightfully criticizing it. I think that there is something to be said about the chokehold that something can have on you that is just aggressively mid. Like there are things that are unabashedly good. Like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is unabashedly good. But I don't think I see a lot of debate in that fandom. It's just this series is so fucking good. We're so lucky to be alive at a time when TV storytelling was this good and this tight. If you yourself are in the Breaking Bad fandom and you are aware of some kind of debate or discourse that I am somehow unaware of, please let me know, because I really want to rewatch Breaking Bad. I like it a lot. But then there's other IPs like Akatar or like Ruby or like a lot of other things there's problems. Like like you look at the world building, you look at the writing, you look at, you look at the production or whatever, and there are problems. But at the end of the day, like the discourse is so interesting that it's still like sinks its claws into you anyway. And sometimes that's the art that sticks with you the most. It's not necessarily the biggest thing or the best thing. It's the thing that takes hold of you and just doesn't let go. And hopefully if Sarah can stick the landing with the ending and like with the all the crossovers or whatever, I do think that Akatar could stand out as one of those IPs that, regardless of whether you think it's good or it's bad or just aggressively mid, you'll always have something to say about it. There's always going to be an opinion about it that you've never heard before. And I do think that that's cool about Akatar, which is why it is important to think about the work that you're creating critically and deeply. I'm still mad about it's not that deep. Like, I really am.